名前どうしようか。ハマ。クラッシュレポートっていうか、まずクラッシュすること自体、あまり喜ばしいことじゃないんで、起きないようにしてほしいですね。待ってね。いや、キーが複雑すぎてちょっと困るんだけど。まあいいや、やってるうちになんとか覚えるでしょ。多分。
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Mega Corporation to develop and explore the dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
毎回思うんだけど、ああいうスーツってさ、トイレ行くとき大変じゃない？ 1 枚でしょあれ全部で。丸々1枚になってるんでしょ。無理っしょあれ。ストリップ肌色違うように見えますけど、なんだろう。トラブルを避けやすくなるとか、そんな感じかな。わかんないけど。ドームから出られないのにドームに入っちゃうんだ。見た目違すぎないちょっと。あ、ロシアね。はいはいはい。通りで。フォンテーン来たじゃん。 結構種類いるね。キャラクター作成できるんだ。イエンハーク、名前。どうしよう。ジェンズにしておこうか。ジェンズにしておこう。背景。黄色すぎない？アジア。まあ髪型変えただけっぽいよね、これ。特徴って。何特徴って。え？何特徴って。わからん。ブルーウィングいいね。カリスマって必ずしもあれなんだよね。能力が、ある必要はないらしいよ。現実の。なんだろう。これでいいや。筋力上げられないのマジ。精子。気温差高くないかまずい気もする。これ変えられない感じ？全部プラスやん。すげえな。ネアンデルタール人。闇の帝王いいね。帝王になるんだったらカリスマ性欲しくないっていう感じがする。これは問題でしょ。これちょっときつそうだな。まあ安定してんのを選ぶか。 タグスキルないんだけど、何タグスキル。あ、こういう感じ。知覚知能。これとこれではない。高いのは知覚知能も、だよな。根性精神かな。これかな。ちょっとあとは今のやつだったらこれがベストかもしれない。やったことがないからわかんないけど。はい。まだイベントありすぎちゃった。どうやって？このボード有効になっていないんかい。どれも属してないのってちょっと悲しいくなる気がする。最初はあれだね。一応賢いわけだから。あ、でもマッドサイエンティストの方がいいかもね。1時間 4.5 ってことか。そう。1時間 4.5 ってやばいな。200時間ちょい。そのままでいられるって話になっちゃうから違うやな。この2つ注意しなきゃいけないわけだな。で、通知来てたよね。通知。どうやってやるんだろう。
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV wonderful. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks. Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself.
James purses his lips thoughtfully. He's impressed with your answer.
Excellent. Pity that wasn't in your files. You could have had your pick of the most promising bases, like the White Swan, or maybe even Kaleidoscope.
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads, he's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, Quentin raises his hands to examine.
They call them humane handcuffs. Truth is, there ain't nothing humane about them. They They zap you real hard the moment you get your hands on a gun. But they sure look nice.
Bisley lowers his hands again and smirks. The orange's face stretches into a broad smile, baring his dentures to the world.
Like there's other guys too. The ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing.
Oh.
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine. She glances at you and offers her hand and...
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa...
I just follow orders. Even if his crime was embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are the rules.
Olafson shrugs in a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the silver a vengeful look. A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site. The blue taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look.
木村智子いるじゃん。
The thin, pale
Explain
young
all
woman is sitting at the window, leaning...
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the finish. You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
Kimura peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's...
The white shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it.
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the dome is a
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without
Okay.
difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
Kimura listens without
got to
interrupting, as if considering your every word.
It's quite possible.
You exchange glances with the rapidly blushing Kimura.
Not in that sense. I mean, yes, in that sense, but it is...
She purses her lips shyly.
This experiment requires at least one man.
Kimura blushes even more.
I mean, oh, Drat, you've got it all wrong. I meant to say that one of the participants in the experiment should be a man, and the other should be a woman, which should be obvious.
実際にやって確かめようってことだね。あ、これ WASD で移動できるわけじゃないんだ。
Stopping by the door's porthole, you watch as the ground
こ
slowly...
うなってるのマジで。
It looks brown-black through the tinted glass, and smoky blue at the horizon. You scan the desert for any sign of the anomalies you've heard so much about. A flat, dark form hangs in the air above the horizon. It vaguely resembles a mushroom cloud, but just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze.
旋風ってこれなんだろうな。どれにしようか。とりあえず他のメンバーに加わって、自分だったら多分ね、どっちかだと思うんで。加わっとくか。ね、
It's astonishing.
もう一回話してみる。
Monty nods at the window. Bisley is bopping.
What?
He asks, continuing to shake his head. Olafson watches you.
罪人だし。
Patanen smiles. You return to the window. The outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the port.
エーペックス感がある試してるよね。まあどっちが先か知らないけど。うわぁ。これさ、この通知とかどうやって見るの？ これ24時間放置したらこれ、逮捕されるのこれ。ちょっとウケるんだけど。ハンマーの袋として出ないのかな。マジちょっと、手もない会話ってウケるんだけど。次さ、じゃあさ、次、あれだな。知能低い代わりになんか筋力と体力高くなるやつにしよっか、次。で、評判も落とす。ああ、マウスホイールでなんとかできるわけね。クリックで移動ってなんか
Come here.
懐かしい
Come
感
on
じ。
now, or you'll miss everything.
A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
イタリア人かなこれ。
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars.
正しく
You
見てみ
raise
る
the
か。
binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern.
さっき雷が緑とか言ってたから、それのことなのか。
Nazi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
これさっきもあったから多分聞いてもこの画面に戻ると思うので、ちょっと。
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nazi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
クリスタルサンズっていうところからこうケーブルカーでなんか輸送ステーションに配られるわけね。
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
さっきの画面に戻らないじゃないか。
Nazi looks from you to he flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
なんかマウスカーソルで読んでる場所さ、なぞってるけど、文
Wow,
法が違うから、
look what the wind blew
ち
in.
ょっと迷うな。なんかね、これ、下になんかあるぞ。
Come back again.
あれ、走れ。迂回じゃない。迂回してないし。 だって迂回よね。このガラスのドアのところに行くこと自体が迂回ってことか。まあいいでしょう。23時間50分も猶予があるからね、これ。まだまだ。あ、めっちゃ来てる、めっちゃ来てる。何クエストか。ウルキーとかいちいち押すのめんどくさくないこれ。左手でやんなきゃいけないから、いちいちキーボード見なきゃいけない。うん。
How can I help?
冷戦時代の話らしいよ。終末時計とかいう、なんか、どうでもいいの。指標。ブルーウィングじゃないとこれダメってことなんだ。まあ、ホワイトなんとかだからなんだ。とりあえず何が残念なのか聞こうか。あ、これあるよね、これ。これね、現実でもあってなんだっけ、地下ケーブルとかはなんか、カニとかなんかサメとかがなんか、ケーブルを傷つけに来るなんだよ。ハゲトガレですね。
Have a good one.
調べようか。この3って何なんだこれ。この3って何？コムボンドってのがお金の単位だから、ちょっとどれがどれとかよくわかんないから、もうちょい知識ついていかないでしょ。
Oh, never thought this would happen.
あの、
Hi there.
入ったら終わりらしいんだけど。あらゆる意味で。最初に連絡先を交換したのがこいつか。なるほど。
Bye-bye.
ゴミ箱調べようぜ。土。 こでグーパンチできるの待つか。ちょっと待って。グーパンチさせて。あ、攻撃できる。やめとこう。いや、まだ初回だからさ。そんなね。いきなりぶん殴るのは良くないかな。ね、これ。モップ。音の大きさ、静かに攻撃できる。石鹸。まあ、あるに越したことねえわな、これ。使う。乾きでいいし。乾きの癒しだから多分あれだな。喉が乾くスピードが落ちるとかそんな感じだろうね。使おうか。ドアに体力があるんだけど。まあそりゃそうか。使おうぜ。水が流れる音ったらいい。そういうステータス効果じゃねえな。カリスマブースト。なんかカリスマブーストっていうのを受けたらしい。知らない。乾きねえし。安心ステータス。よくわかんないんだけど。
Your Selectron has not been properly authorized. Please visit the reception.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk. The employee glances at you indifferently. His upper lip is ever so slightly curled in contempt.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhet, administrator.
所属がなんか委員会の評判ってどういうことなんだろう。
The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder.
なんかかかり始めたよ。何これメトロの、何これテープレコーダーと物々交換できるのこれ。
Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the Cronus Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
これ面白くないよな。
The
周り見渡
committee
してみようか。
ads didn't lie. The interior of Concord Station looks just like the glossy brochure. The high ceiling is finished with matte light panels. The floor is slightly scratched, but nevertheless washed to a mirror finish. Lights gleam soothingly. It's clean, cozy, and bright. Dean stabs impatiently at the terminal keyboard.
Name and age, please.
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod. You spell out your first and last names and specify your wing, profession, and test results. The administrator's fingers fly across the keyboard as he enters your information into the Cronus database.
まあ、口で言った方がなんかいい人感は出るよね。
Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
Cronus was founded as a society of scientists and military professionals. White Wingers have special privileges at most of the original locations built in 71 and 72. And there are still purely white zones in Magellan too. Limited access laboratories, operating rooms, the morgue, warehouses, some parts of the reactor. I think you'll like it.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
一番なんか侵入できるスペースが多そうだよね。
Rayhet nods and points at the ceiling.
First, you need a set of combat gear. Talk to Sidney Maynard, he'll give you everything.
Dean extends his second finger.
Second, weapons. Ms. Margarita Takachenko is the clerk at the armory. After she dispenses your firearm, you'll need to head to the training zone for a brief weapons handling exam.
The administrator straightens his third finger.
According to the latest regulations, all employees must attend a briefing on psi abilities. Apply to instructor Andriy Mihai.
サイアビリティ。サイってのはなんか超能力のことを言うらしい。ことらしいけど。ドーム間 78.4% の人々が念動力と炎を愛する。それ両方とも念動力じゃない。まあ、表現がちょっと難しいよな。弱い。いろいろあるけど、ちょっと弱いんだな。まあ、後天的っぽいしな、あれだね。こういうの強くなるのって先天的な人のイメージ。あとこれな、こういう順番、最後に中指立ってるってことは、これ親指から順番に上げてるね。
Dean extends his fourth finger and looks at you meaningfully.
Did I tell you about the combat and tactical training? The fourth step is to visit instructor Winston Botherby.
皆さんさ、小指とかさ、小指を立てずにさ、薬指立てられる？これ少なくとも自分今ね、試したんだけど、無理。途中までしか上がんないわ。親指、人差し指、中指立てた状態で、薬指立てるの無理だわ。すげえな、この人。小指は立ててた。小指は立ててないんでしょ。
Is the overarching purpose behind everything we do here. Go to Professor Van Alden to learn how to study relics, avoid anomalies, and catalog scientific knowledge. This training is mandatory for all wings, not just white.
Dean finishes. Dean catches himself.
Oh, and when you're done with your trainings, proceed to the waiting room. From there, you'll travel to Magellan by bus.
とりあえず武器をもらって、戦闘装備と武器をもらって、なんか扱い受けて、その後に超能力アビリティを学んで、について学んで、教官のところに行くと。多分ここでテストするんだろうな、4段階目で。で、最後に、教授のところに行って、それ以外の知識を学んで、最後に待合室に行けば。
The administrator looks up at you again.
That is all.
こういうのっ
He
て書
reaches
類に
for
して
the
ほしいね
tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
なんか最初さ、ファーストタッチがなんか微妙だったのになんか、良さそうな人になってるんだけど。
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
に帰ろうっつって。 げえわかりやすい。これ連絡するかしないかでなんか善人か悪人かが変わるっぽいね、これね。これ冗談だけでこれさ、23時間40分後にさ、なんかいろいろ訓練せずに終わったらどうなるのかちょっと試してみたいんだよ。Oh.
I'm all ears.
なるほど。ここ多分通行できるけど、侵入サイン、これジェーンドゥには無理だ。これダメでしょ、これ。ちょっとやってみたいな、これなんか。いや、いけ。
Have a good one.
やだ。
Anything urgent, Mr. Crutchfield?
ちゃんと受けるから許して。
Did you mark it as class 1 again instead of 2? Look, here's the scanner data. It says the relic is a scientific device.
取んなきゃ大丈夫だよね。
I'll complain to the Silvers about that idiot. They'll take the appropriate measures.
取んなきゃ大丈夫だよな。あ、2つ目来たよ、モップ。
I hate those oranges. What the hell do they break locks for?
取れないんだ。
Stop fiddling with the lock.
あー、多分ここでいいんだよ。
A lean silver with thick black hair and a huge cigar clamped in his teeth. As you approach, he flashes a sly grin and slowly raises an outstretched hand above the table. Something really weird happens. All the paper clips, pencils, scattered toothpicks, and bits of trash float up from the table and hang in the air. The silver badge reading Andrei Mihai, Science Instructor, floats up as well.
これさ、3番目じゃないのこれ、順番。まだ、これ楽しそうなんだけど、これかこれがちょっとやってみたい。これ多分大物だって言われるかもしれないね、これ。行ってみよう。
Here for the briefing, huh? Shall we get to it?
He takes the cigar out of his mouth and exhales a lush cloud of smoke.
お前反応つまらねえな、お前。
The silver props his elbows on the table.
Anyway, here's the deal. It's more profitable for people with a high psyche to study psionics. Give me your hand.
自分今6か4だよ。
Not waiting for an answer, he grabs your hand with strong, dark fingers. Andrei gropes your hand with an expression of fierce concentration.
So, do you practice? Bells, bulbs, brushing mugs off the table, huh?
The silver takes a thin glove covered in talc from his desk and passes it to you.
Look, a glove, right? But it isn't just a glove. This is an ooh mama, hold me tight glove. It takes energy from your noggin, your psyche, and pew, concentrates it.
He counts off on his fingers.
Learn psionics. Put on the glove. Transform energy into the necessary shape. That's the whole briefing. Simple? Simple. Now to your questions, huh?
こっちだとなんか、教えてもらえなそうだからこっちにしてみる。
The silver takes a pull at his cigar and releases a self-important puff of smoke.
Psionics. It's a gift for all of us. The forefathers took off someplace. Poof, gone. Only the dome remains. And this. Psionics, huh?
He rocks back in his armchair, puffing on his cigar. The toothpicks again slowly rise up from the table. Mihai spreads his dark hands. Toothpicks hover around his head in a kind of halo.
Scientists say everyone has an organic skill called psyche. You have it, I have it, everyone has it, huh? Big psyche, you got talents. Small psyche, no talents. You'll need to carry a lighter all your life.
In reply, Andrei jumps up from his armchair and thrusts his face close to yours, exhaling foul cigar smoke.
Quickly, think of a number, huh?
めっちゃ早口じゃん。
The unexpected question calls a bunch of different numbers to mind, but you can't seem to decide on one.
多分全部当ててくるっしょ。
The silver looks into your eyes.
じゃあ
3, 14, 13, 76.
He easily names every number you've got in mind. It doesn't take the psychic long to think of something. A small 2-com bond coin jumps up from the table and an invisible force folds it in half. The ruined coin drops into a glass already almost full of coins in the
こ
same
れ何
state.
回もやってるとなんか呆れられそうな気もするけど。
Mihai spreads his hands good-naturedly as if to say, "You're welcome." The toothpicks on the table skitter around for a moment, arranging themselves into a curse word. The silver laughs loudly at his joke. The cigar falls from his mouth to float in the air, ash flaking weightlessly from the tip. You don't have to ask him twice. Mihai picks up a light bulb from the table, gripping the base in his hand. The filament begins to glow faintly. Soon enough, it comes to full heat and glows bright orange. In a little over a second, the bulb is shining with a steady white light. The silver laughs. Mihai shakes his head wearily.
No, enough tricks. I'm exhausted. Psionics is... it requires strength. Drains you. Remember that, huh?
さすがにダメか。はい、ありがとう。金庫。勝手に座ってみる。なんだお前って。調べていいのこれ。いいの？え、マジで？なんもねえか。待って、なんかある、なんかある、なんかある、なんかある。あいか。もったいこんなやつさ、施設の中歩いてたらやばいっしょ、これ。じゃあ3って書いてあるじゃんね。1どこで 1？ 1。広いな。1どこですか？え？あ、そう。
The smell of good tobacco wafts off this tall, portly woman from a meter away. A black lacquered pipe, an open logbook full of signatures, and a metal flip calendar sit on the counter in front of her. A small nameplate reads, Margarita Tkachenko.
いきなり入るの。
The woman fixes her coppery hair with one hand and casually lights her pipe.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Her voice is deep and gravelly. Margarita thumbs back a couple of pages in her logbook.
I see. This was your first receipt.
ここでさっきなんか受け取りましたよ。2回
She
2番目で
glances
す。
at her kairos, looks at you, snorts, and retreats to the shelves. Tkachenko returns a couple of minutes later, carrying something that looks more like a toy than a weapon. The weapon seems weightless as she spins it around her finger.
I ain't telling you shit about this thing, because that's exactly how much I know. Laser, schmazer, cadmium battery, fiberglass body, blah, 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 blah. You probably know more about it than I do. Here.
これやばそう。てか、訓練で教えられたいんだけど。
Margarita continues to suck on her pipe indifferently.
Wish they'd put you into the real army for 3 years or so. Those guys would knock the bullshit out of you.
どうしてって言われた。
Takachenko bites down on the stem of her pipe.
Are you kidding me? I'm a different breed. One that doesn't understand toy guns. What if it turns out to be radioactive? Sorry, but I can't help you out on this one.
The Black regards the Andromeda suspiciously.
Fuck it. If it breaks, bring it back and I'll trade it in for another one. There was a little cloth in the box it came in for cleaning the lens. That's all I know.
The armorer shrugs, puffing indifferently on her pipe.
It's the least I could do. We have a requisition list from the Silvers. For free, you receive only rubbish. If you want the real deal, check out the weaponry shop. Or me. Wait a minute. Sign your name here in the meantime.
Margarita reaches under her counter and produces a set of ammunition.
A new set of ammo is issued for every task, but there's so much bureaucracy you'll go daft. Expenditure report. Form number 16. Disposal form. The Silver's running true to form. So if you need more ammo, I recommend you either search or barter for it. Or learn how to craft it on your own. These are useful skills. Trust me.
Leaning over the counter, the Black points somewhere off to one side.
Now it's time for your training. Fatherby is already waiting for you by the big gate. He's a bit dotty, but a good man nonetheless. But before the training zone, go see that wizard guy with his toothpicks. Be careful around him, though. Don't let him pitch you a line. Psychic my ass.
She winces in disgust.
Oh. ゴミ箱は大丈夫でしょ。いじっても。
As you reach to open the sliding door, an engineer in a bright blue jacket stops you.
Hold on there, Chief. It's out of order. See? You're a newcomer, right? It's a straight-up open house here today.
He offers you his hand. According to his badge, this is Maxim Penkovsky, technician. The technician slaps the door with one hand.
You have to wait until I'm done. Some orange jammed up the lock with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals, those oranges, marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in Crystal Sands.
Penkovsky grunts angrily.
I wish I could. I'm gonna have to disassemble, clean, and reassemble it to get it working. It's work I don't need, and all thanks to some idiot.
Maxime extracts a thin, sharp, precision probe from behind his ear and dangles it in front of you.
Though there's another way. You want to learn something about picking locks? It's a useful skill in all sorts of situations.
He looks at you expectantly.
合法的なのか。
Penkovsky shrugs.
Pick this lock specifically as much as you like. But in general, yes, it can be illegal if you try to get in where you shouldn't be, or open other people's lockers. No one will get upset if you touch an ownerless door.
あ、わかるわ、これなんか。好きなだけ、K の時さ、最後に E 押すじゃん。E2 回押すとこうなっちゃうんだよ。わかる？たまにある、自分も。
The blues getting excited.
All right, looky here.
Penkovsky presses his pick lock, and an odd device resembling a hybrid of a screwdriver and a can opener.
Using a mechanical pick lock is easy peasy. No special skill required. They wear out after a few locks. While the old-fashioned kind is another thing entirely. Cheap, one use. But one has to know how to use it right. That's a tool for a master.
Maxime takes out another pick lock and crouches by the door.
He
gives you a quick lesson on how to pick a lock.
By the way, you can carry your tools in your belt. It's much handier to have them right there.
Penkovsky shows you his utility belt, where he keeps all kinds of tools and gadgets.
Actually, finding tools under the dome is no problem at all. There are even devices for hacking terminals and so on.
Maxime hoists up his belt. The blue solemnly raises his index finger.
And one more thing. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy produces good kits. Modus and Supercolor do too. They've all got fat contracts with Cronus, so they care about quality.
He looks at the door again.
Damn these locks. Though I'd rather be doing this than fixing hab pods. Those are a real pain in the ass.
まさに品質が
Penkovsky gives you a patronizing look.
Because they're poorly made. Warp from the heat, and the filters aren't worth a damn. The modules were constructed by marketing managers, not engineers. Building a city in the desert was also their idea. This project is all about PR. Cronus wants to show the world how tough they are.
品質が値段が品質に
I
直結する感じ
get
な
a
のかな。
lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes,
なるほど、これか。
apply is the proper word.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
え
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
Our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
ー、人に見られてたらちょっとまずいんでしょこれ。どこにいるんだっけあれって。これまずいんじゃないここ開けたら。
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
1ブロックされてるからなんだよ。ここに使えばいいのかな。いや、ここはダメだよね。使っちゃう。
I repeat, get a lockpick and attach it to your utility belt. And then, apply it to the door. Yes, apply is the proper word.
こんな感じ目の前でやるやつ。
You're doing well. Just don't forget to pick up your uniform and weapons. It'll be awkward for you if the door
Welcome
gets
into the
stuck
dome.
again.
An amazing excursion to a world of
普通に
new
話しちゃうんだ。
technology. Hiya!
うさんくさそうだな。突き飛ばすって今あったんだけど。
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place.
何
World a better place.
えやってみたいな。とりあえず言ったの。
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
とりあえず受け取っとく。
Come back again.
目の前で捨てたりとかできたらいいんだけど。こんなの持っていらねえってだってマウスの位置おかしくないなんてカーソルの位置がおかしいなんか 整理しなきゃ。これ、向き変えられないかな、これ。向き変えられないのマジ？このスペースやらしいな、ちょっと。わかった。これモップたちのせいだな、これ。この変なスペースは。できるだけ無駄なスペース作りたくないんだよな。これにカリスマあったらやばいよな。
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and
Blindingly from the salt, and the air is as dry as
all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
何邪魔しないで。この人と話したいんだよ。
You see a tall scientist in a white lab coat, bathed in the dim lamplight. He almost appears to be hovering above the laboratory floor. The man turns at your footsteps. He's holding a paper clipboard and a pencil. His shimmering silver badge reads Sebastian Van Olden. He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist.
I want us to respect one another's time. Please speak loudly, clearly, and to the point. You must be the newcomer I was told about. Nice to meet you.
ショータッカー先生じゃん、この人。見た目。
Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his thin hand. The amiability in Van Olden's eyes winks out like a light. He looks at you coldly, but calmly.
My instructions will take as long as I deem necessary. I lecture, you listen. Am I clear?
The scientist puts the clipboard aside, raises his watch for a closer look, and sets the timer. He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this briefing, I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and is connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you Chronos or Forefathers knowledge points.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
Van Olden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
Sebastian snorts skeptically.
Oh, great. You're even ignorant of the basics. Minerva is a mainframe located at Magellan Base, where you'll be going soon, by the way. The Minerva disk stores the database containing every piece of information about the Dome and the company's employees. It is...
The White scowls in annoyance.
Do you know anything at all? What did you come under the Dome for anyway? You get knowledge points for scanning objects. For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive Forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you Chronos knowledge points.
He explains with a sagacious expression.
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
Sebastian pulls a scanner from his pocket.
I will demonstrate this only once. To switch on the scanner, press the button on the right side of the manipulator housing. The scanning beam is narrow. It's intended to focus on one object at a time.
Van Olden turns on the scanner and continues.
My advice is to scan anything that might be of scientific or statistical interest. Relics, Forefathers objects, Automatic doors, vehicles, vending machines, deceased employees.
お前スキャンしてみてもいいか、ちょっと次。
He turns the screen so you can see it.
The scanner automatically transmits data to the Minerva system, and you receive knowledge points. You'll need some one-use stimulator injectors, bandages to stop bleeding, and anti-radiation agents and radio protectors, including ARAD-3.
The White ticks these off on his fingers. He produces a black-capped, transparent plastic jar out of his pocket.
According to protocol, you should have this medicine. I'll give it to you as soon as we proceed to the practical part of the briefing. Are you ready?
The researcher winces.
Why do I have to spell out every single thing for you? Take a bolt, throw it at the anomaly, and it goes off. Any more questions?
The scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under...
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your ARAD-3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
これスキャン
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
Ah, これダメなの
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to a world of new technology and the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information, useful for all wings, and receive a colorful leaflet.
CD ってなんだこれあ、こういうもんだ翻訳ダメだねハリー・ポッターの親戚かな
Oh, good day.
Oh. なるほど。ちなみにヒッピーってのはなんかね、そのなんかなんだろう。別に平和ってわけじゃないんだ。ラブ&ピースを提唱している野生的な感じ。なんか野生回帰するのをなんか目的としてるような連中らしいんだけど。おお、何回でも言ってみろよな。変わんねえな。意外とできるもの少ないよね。今のあ、これか。 なるほど。これで選択できるわけだけどめんどくせえなこれ。もうちょいこれでかくならないんかなこれ。これさ、なんとなくさ、ここ行かなきゃいけない気がするんだけどさ、まあ時間ありそうだしいいやね。いや、話進まないから、全然。も
You're at it again, asshole.
Okay, you got me, Butch. Old habits. You know that.
Shall we continue?
Continue my ass. Free deal. Everyone gets 3 bolts.
Hey, come on now. Start over. He only did it once.
No, Butch is right. I ain't gonna argue with him.
Course you ain't, you slime ball. If I find out you cheated, your mama won't ever see you again.
None of our mothers will ever see
Oh, hello there.
Kuichira. Nada, güey. Ah, 死んだ。受けるんだけど、ちょっとこれ。殺されるとは思わなかったわ、でも。
Salutations.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
え？最低だな。スキャン説に終わっちゃったなって。スキャンしてからやろうか、ちょっと。別で彼に受けるんだけど。
Okay, you got me.
Your life will be forfeit.
Heavens. You know that. Shall we continue? Hey, come on now. Start over. We only did it once. No, Butch is right. I ain't gonna argue.
Coach Wayne, slime ball. If I find out you cheated, your mama won't ever see you again.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
None of our mothers will ever see any of this again.
Salutate. I hope to see you again soon. So where were? Have a good one.
あ、なんか下がらないんだ。
Hey, you. Yeah, you, lady.
さ、
Oh, good day. See ya.
セーフ。
Quit sneaking around. Hey, you better not try to. It was nice chatting.
なるほど。無理じゃねこれ。ハロ
Well, what? Again? Bye-bye.
Better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
ー。とりあえず入れとく。ハロー、逃げないで。どこ行くの？
Why are you bugging me? I'm listening. Come back again.
マウスやった方がいいな、これ完全に。ショートカット使わずにさ。多分見つかったらまずいやつだ。
Hey, I saw that. I can see. What are you? Are you trying to hide? Hmm? Yes? Come back again.
取っちゃまずいんだろうな。
A middle-aged black is sitting behind the counter. Botherby frowns as you approach.
Your first act is being late for the briefing. You going to be late for your funeral as well?
The black looks you over.
Yes, I see the weapon received check mark. Looks like you are fully prepared to...
Botherby leans over the counter and directs you to... He raises his index finger.
The conditions in the training zone closely simulate those one would experience in the field.
Pulling a notepad from his pocket, the instructor jots down your name.
Your goal is...
But I'm sure I'll come here in a year and we'll feel like this is
I wouldn't cheer for random chance.
プラスってなんだプラス。なるほど。
Thrilling news. You aren't completely hopeless. I wouldn't cheer for random chances. I wouldn't cheer for random chance if I were you.
超いい感じです。
Speak quickly.
Botherby nods grandly.
You made it through training without making a total fool of yourself. Congratulations.
And the air is as dry as a nun's gusset. What an inhospitable wilderness, you'll say. And I fully agree with you. Sipping a margarita right on this spot. Sounds like a sci-fi story. But we aren't strangers to sci-fi here. The details...
I'm all ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dome from the inside. With me, Victoria LeGrand. As you can see, there are endless salt pans in the western region behind me. The sun reflects blindingly from the salt, and the air is as dry as a nun's gusset. What an inhospitable wilderness, you'll say. And I fully agree with you. But what if I told you...
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Right on this. Sounds like a sci-fi story.
カフェに寝るやつ。
Welcome under the dome, an amazing excursion to
Glad to meet you.
モチベーションを今削ってくれた気がするんだけど。
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Our honest work will make the world a better place. The world a better place.
いくつ持ってるかわかんないんだけど。
Have a good one. Hey, I saw that.
気づいていなかったんじゃないさっきまで。
Touch one of them and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly to journal entry. A successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. I'll keep an eye on you and make sure you don't screw it up. Journal entry. 2 objects scanned. And again, watch out for anomalies. Touch one and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly to discharge it.
Oh, yeah. Eh?
Sebastian meets you on the platform.
You're finished.
He clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result. The scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies.
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the eco
Really?
zone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for these phenomena here.
なんだこいつ
We actually...
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in...
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break. For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an...
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible...
The sun reflects blindingly from the sun.
なんか重いんだけど
Detailed plans are ready. According to them, there will soon be a real resort city in the west, with bars, casinos, spas.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
But I'm sure we'll be here in a year and we'll
これにしとくわとりあえず
real clean.
ありがとうございました
This is Victoria
Information useful
Legrand
for all wings,
and
and
the
receive a
dome
colorful
from
leaflet.
the inside.